It's July 18th, 2020, the final battle of MCC 7. Two teams are vying for the championship. One of them is about to experience a crushing loss, while the other celebrates a heroic victory. Today we're going on a journey exploring the stories of the Orange OCElots and Green Guardians, their long journeys to dodgebolt, the events, the heroics, and the incredible moments that led us to where we are now. So without further ado, let's rewind. We'll start with the Green Guardians. Their star player, Pizza Hut, has been chasing after a victory for a while. After getting his first win in MCC 3, he has made dodgebolt in every tournament since then, only to come up short each time. Pete lost dodgebolt after dodgebolt. For Pete, the odds look slim for a win. But one of his teammates is filled to the brim with confidence. H-Bomb has been in every MCC so far, just like Pete. He claimed his first win in MCC 2 and joined forces with Pete in MCC 6. Together they placed first overall, only to endure a painful loss to the Blue Bats in dodgebolt. H-Bomb is known for helping his teammates play better, along with being one of the best players in the event. This time he's determined not to let that chance slip away. Alongside those two, they have excellent support from the second half of their team. Eric has had a few decent performances, excelling in team games, but was never able to reach the top 20. However, he did reach dodgebolt in MCC 5 when he teamed with Pete, only to lose a 1v2 to Shovel. Now to the real wild card of the team, F-Whip first participated in MCC 4, placing 32nd. But glimpses of his potential were there, and in MCC 5 his skills were on full display. He came 7th individual, and his team placed 3rd despite low expectations. And facing them are the Orange OCElots. They came into the tournament with a huge weight on their shoulders, after previously teaming together 1 month before. Their team leader, Technoblade, was completely embarrassed by Dream in MCC 6, with the latter getting 3rd place individually in his rookie event. Meanwhile, Techno only got 9th. Today was the Blade's first chance at revenge, and his team's last chance to bring home a victory. With him were the other Sleepy Boys, Philza and Wilbur. Philza, known for creating Minecraft as well as his experience in Minecraft Hardcore, is strong in PvP as well as some movement games such as Hole in the Wall and Rocket Spleef. After winning Minecraft Monday with Techno, the two became good friends and have always had great chemistry. Wilbur, often mistaken for just comic relief, is an all-around player able to excel in PvP and movement games. And finally, the Orange OCElots are rounded out by CPK. He made his debut in MCC 2, placing comfortably in the top 20 at 16th. In MCC 3 and 4, he delivered equally strong performances and recently won as part of the Yellow Yaks in MCC 5. Going into his second event with the Sleepy Boys, he hopes to bring the consistency the team desperately desires. Besides the Guardians and OCElots, there were 2 other top contenders for dodgebolt. In his second event, Dream had strong teammates and was ambitious to claim his first victory. Alongside him on the Purple Pandas were the other 2 members of the Dream team, George Not Found and Sapnap. George was Dream's teammate in the previous event and did decently well. Sapnap was joining for the first time, but he was already seen as a good player, likely to be even better than George. Together with Sylvie as a confident 4th player, they also had high hopes of a win and were determined to embarrass the pig once again. But there was a 4th highly anticipated team that day. The Crimson Krakens, with Kara Corvus, Kratzy, Krinios, and Captain Sparkles, had teamed together twice before, and had come 3rd and 4th in their previous attempts. Captain Sparkles, the ever ill-fated legend of the game, has been placed with this team again, in their final chance at winning a championship as a team. With everything on the line, MCC 7 begins, and Skyblockle is selected as the first game. The first team to show signs of success was the Orange OCElots, who quickly got 6 kills, but suddenly Dream entered the arena and finished off the Orange team. However, Dream died soon after, and his team was unable to dominate, leaving none of the big 4 teams with a convincing lead. But during the second game, Bingo But Fast, the Crimson Krakens and Green Guardians were propelled to 1st and 2nd, respectively, as both teams had strong communication skills. The OCElots, on the other hand, delivered a disappointing performance, sliding down to 7th. The Guardians also did very well in BattleBox, utilizing Pete as a leader to finish just below the Orange OCElots. They were now in 1st overall, having a substantial lead over the Crimson Krakens in 2nd, but the OCElots were rising fast. After an impressive performance, they rose to 4th place. The final game of the first half was Build Mart, and Technoblade came prepared. Abusing a hidden loophole in the game design, Techno formed a list of all the items the OCElots would need to get to complete all of the builds. Using this list, they were the only team to complete as many as 14 builds that game. With solid performances from the Guardians and the Krakens, they held their top spots, but the OCElots easily rose to 3rd. During the next 2 games, Rocket Spleef and Ace Race, the Guardians placed 3rd but still maintained their first place position overall. But throughout those games, Crimson and Orange started to catch up. Orange in particular only being 400 points behind. However, Sands of Time would change all that. With a blend of skill, teamwork, and leadership, the Green Guardians' Sands of Time performance would be the bar setter for many MCCs to come, finishing first in the game with a record 6,770 coins, over 1,000 coins above second place. The Guardians had solidified their first place. As the standings stood, Orange had a 1,000 point lead over Crimson and a 2,000 point lead over Purple. Game 8 was the decider for which team would face Green in the finals. After Hole in the Wall was selected, Crimson and Purple put all of their effort into catching up to Orange's score. The first round was won by Pizza Hut, fully securing a final spot for Green. The second round was won by Kratzy, bringing Crimson incredibly close to catching up to Orange and making dodgebolt. The third round was once again won by Pete, which made their first place official, earning the team coin record in the process with a total of 25,346 coins. But the most important question at that point was whether Crimson had caught up to Orange. As the final results came in, the point difference was less than 150, but the Orange OCElots held on to second place. Finally, it was time for the final showdown. Just as with the rest of the tournament, Technoblade and the Orange OCElots came prepared. They had been practicing a lot of dodgebolt and prepared a strategy where they would give every single arrow to Technoblade so that he could carry his team to victory with his insane accuracy. The Guardians, having not prepared for the finals, resolved to share the arrows between everybody so that no single person would have all the pressure on them. The first round was very close, with Techno killing 3 of the OCElots, leaving just Eret left to kill Techno and Filza. Amazingly, Eret was able to clutch up and kill both of them, securing round 1 as a victory for Green. In round 2, Techno was determined to make sure the same thing wouldn't happen. He quickly killed all 4 of the Green Guardians in an ace, denying them enough time to kill even one of the OCElots. Round 3 went back and forth at first, but Techno, with some help from Filza, was able to finish the job and establish a 2-1 lead. Everyone in the chat was complaining about how Techno was firing nearly all of the arrows for his team, but he didn't care. All he cared about was the win. Techno had given up everything else, his time and effort, his blood, sweat, and tears, and his good sportsmanship. He needed to win, whatever the cost. And they were now in prime position with 2 chances to finish what they had worked for all month. Round 4 begins, and H-Bomb is immediately taken out by CPK in just 4 seconds. Technoblade then kills Pete and Eret, only leaving F-Whip standing against the OCElots. But Technoblade wasn't enough. With morale from his team, F-Whip was able to slay the Blade and tie the OCElots. With one final round to determine it all, the teams took position on their sides as round 5 began. Both Pete and Techno were immediately eliminated, so all they could do is trust that their teammates would rise up to the occasion. The teams exchanged shots back and forth until Eret was shot by Phil, leaving H-Bomb standing alone, opposed to Phil and Wilbur. With 2 arrows in his inventory and support from his teammates, H-Bomb prepared himself to deliver the clutch of a lifetime. Will he take home the win, breaking Pete's curse and claim his title as the champion of MCC? Or will he choke and allow the Sleepy Boys to claim another title, completing their redemption arc and securing a win against Dream in the newly sparked rivalry?
I believe. Yes! Come on! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
You are this
Who is that man?
Hey, you're in here now. I don't want to go to
So, standing on the winner's podium alongside his teammates, H-Bomb stood in triumph with his incredible teammates and celebrated their moment in the spotlight. And with that, their story ends happily ever after. Or did it?